Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Oh, you know what I just thought of? I think Alarok's banner should be craftable by now, because it wasn't as of like last week, but as of right now I think it's craftable. So if you have somebody like Clutch, who I'm using this rank up survival dungeon, doomsday rank up survival dungeon, for anyone who's just listening to this, you can craft it. It increases health at the start of the battle and offers some healing. So if you'd rather healing and bonus health over like bonus stamina, then yeah, you should craft it, you should put it on. Genuinely, I would do that, because I think like for a tank it's nice to have the extra like stamina, but I don't know, I feel like that banner would just be more useful. The only reason I'm not going to do that is because he's running Mr. Beast banner, which Mr. Beast banner increases the ally stamina, which not only does that create kind of this loophole that allows you to have an infinite amount of stamina. Like if I do like a 20 stamina move and Mr. Beast banner, and Mr. Beast banner adds 65, then on the next node it will be like, oh, well, you only wasted 20 out of your bonus 65, so you still have 100%. So it's like quite OP, and that doesn't really matter for either of the two monsters I have here, Krang Dog or Clatch, but it is very important for the monster in the corner, Shivakura, because like she has extra turn moves, and to maximize her damage output, I've given her an amulet that increases the amount of like stamina she can hold, because the way I see it, like that's basically a stamina rune, right? If a relic can just permanently increase the amount of stamina you have, so having this banner permanently increase her stamina along with her supercharged mask permanently increasing it is really good. And something funny about the supercharged amulet that's like makes it different from all the other like relics that give you something for the rest of the battle. Most other relics it says for the rest of the battle, but for that amulet it just says at the beginning of the battle, and then it just doesn't wear off. Yeah, so she's just like the better monster. I forget what I was talking about before I had to close and reopen the game because it glitched out. But there is something that is pretty, like, bro, it is just the most annoying thing to face in this dungeon. And that's the fact that if you have a nature monster in this rank up survival dungeon, and they get Ignite, Ignite will kill them. It'll kill the entire life bar of a mythic, just the torture. I don't know if Burn is as powerful as Ignite, because I could have sworn I heard it was like Burn was very low and then Ignite was just low, so it's more damage. But like once upon a time, I was trying to get Emerus to rank 3. I had to quit that because on node 5, they have a legendary who has a status caster Ignite, and that Ignite would kill Emerus. Just the status caster Dot would end up like murking him because, you know, just elemental advantage, go burr. Which it has me at one of those questions of like, is this fair? Like, just a Pierce Cherub Cupid, even if he had no damage, could just give Ignite to a nature enemy and they would die? Like, that's kind of insane to think about. And I'm just, you know, kind of in question, like, is this something, like, I want to change, or... Because, you know, it's fine. But then again, it's really, really bad. Like, you know, oh, well, you could just make the case that other than Beast, maybe just try and avoid that dot getting thrown at you. But there are a few powerful dots, right, that do more than low damage, and now with elemental multipliers can kill a random 100% health monster who's like of the opposite element, you know? Like, let me show you. So if they ever released a beast, a light beast, who gave Sunburn at the start of the battle, Sunburn is strong enough to kill a dark monster. If nothing else interrupts that monster from being killed, Sunburn will kill it alone. And that's like, bro, you know, I'm not somebody who like cries out for balancing, but that's just a bit obscene. Really wish you had cleansing, Brainland. This is where that AoE would have come in useful. And I'll just... Where's your torture cleanse? Here it is. Alright, so Forgotten. Wow, you cleanse it away literally immediately. Cage Bushin. Weird name. And then triple damage and nightmares to yourself, right? Wasn't that what it was? Yeah. Kinda cool though. That two monsters that I thought were like really bad, at least when the era came out, that's what I was like opposed to thinking. So I never ran as good attackers, and then later I learned that they were actually some of the best attackers of their time. Were Anrika and Cage and Curie Cage. Cause I was like, what? Oh, PvP trash anticipation monster. And then lo and behold, they're like, oh wait, you didn't know he had a triple damage move? Oh well, that's a pity for you. I'm like, wait, what? You can't just say that and walk away. You know, like, oh, should I be worried about that? I'm just gonna not worry about that. Kill. You don't have enough stamina? You do. Oh, but you activate my regeneration. You just activated my trap card, you absolute fool. Steel Stomp. Kill you. Because I have the stamina regaining relic, so I'm not really worried. And then I'll possess you. Maybe you do something to yourself. Chosen Prey. Boom. Kill. And then this one, oh, that's really annoying. I worked so hard to get that cleanse. Alright, so Pain Trial for the damage boost. Deadly Aim. Chosen Prey. And Death Mark. Alright, I gotta say though, I was uneducated in how powerful Shiv Akira's, like, damage boosting capabilities were. Like, I was under the impression that it was, like, a bit less than, I was about to say Jack Daniels. Jack Russell's. But turns out it is very powerful. Really depends on what you do. Okay, good. I should be able to live through that. And then, finally, someone who can just mega deny the dodge area monster. Or actually, I could just possess both of them, because this is one of those, like, moves that they advertise as, oh, this will help you deal with, what's that thing even called? Dodge area. Oh yeah, I'm running Spirit's Sword on Shiv Akira, and I gotta say I like it. Because boom, she attacks, and then she gains stamina, and then if things get really low, then the Tetsuman's Mask will kick in. You know? But if that's not enough, plus, the way it works kind of has good synergy with each other. Like, I know when I take her out into PvP, Shiv, we're talking about Shiv Akira, I'm gonna run her with, like, a Spear of Destiny, so she taps, and then it cleanses, and then she can start damage boosting. But she is, like, got great synergy with that. It's, like, literally gonna hit me in the face. Tap. Oh yeah, Spirit Sword and Tetsuman's Mask at once. Because what happens is, if she falls below 25%, Tetsuman's Mask will kick in. But she has to damage to get the sword to kick in. Basically meaning she can take damage, right? No, she can like fall below 20%, and it won't waste both at the same time. Kind of like if you run like a staff and a banner that both kick in, if they fall below 50%, those are both going to kick in. You're going to be at 100% health, and you've wasted it. In this sense, you get to use it like 4 times if you're smart enough, which, if you guys are assuming I am, you're horribly wrong. Let's see how much damage this does. Hopefully I get the hater, because I have double damage and damage boost right now. And I didn't get the hater, that's sad, but still a victory anyways. And that's node 12 beat. Now I switch to the A team, which node 15 is one of those nodes that it's so hard to beat that I use the strategy that I've been taught by other ML players, which is to swap it out for like monsters that you know can beat it, and then quit before you beat it, and then switch that out for the team monsters that you want. So let's say like Elvira, Teddy Bomb, and no. Sorry guys, I keep stumbling over my words. So look, this is the team I want ranking up, right? Cupid, Galvanus, and Snowcross. Let's say there's a node 15 that I know I can't beat. I'll switch it out for Elvira, Teddy Bomb, and Lord Inheritor. And then right when they're about to beat the node, I quit and I swap in the team I want the cells for. And then since the game only goes by whoever you beat the round with for cells, you know? Because it does do random cells, but it does random cells for anybody on the team, not just anybody that you use. So boom, in that way, you'll be able to get like more cells for your monsters. Now, I did give Poseidonia an extra turn, but the monsters in these dungeons never have their best moves equipped. Usually they have their worst, so I wasn't really worried, and looks like I had good reason not to be worried, because she just did chain sweep. So over here, I'll just do a total blind to all, though he might cleanse it. Beyond the colors, yeah, he cleanses it. Oof, oof, ooh. My Snowgross is about to take a lot of damage. Sunburn. Okay, so watch this. Boom, I heal a good amount, I give him freeze, I recharge. I really should have cleansed first, but still. So boom, that almost kills him, I cleanse, recharge. Now I have an extra turn, I give you the dot that makes sure you die, then boom. Now that way, for the next round, I start off with like 20% more health literally than I would have if I hadn't done that. So these dungeons are very strategic, even though Cherub Cupid might be a monster that's just there to like hit the instant kill and that's it. Like, you're gonna have to think more carefully when you use them. You know? Because you can instant kill anybody, probably with Cherub in this dungeon, but it matters if you should. Boom, okay. Very powerful. And then I have Sunburn, so if my Purgatory Throne kicked in, I wouldn't have been immune to anything. Thunder, so both of you guys get total blinded. She doesn't get total blinded, but she doesn't have any of her cleanse moves, so it's fine. Friends close, molecular barrage. You drain me of all my stamina. Death ward. And AoE cleanse plus kill to the rock druid sister over there. That's just what I like to call her. I know that's not her name. Like before I start getting like bombarded with what her real name is. I just got her, by the way. She's like cleanse plus like vulnerable plus weakness, which I know that's a monster someone out there wanted, because it sounds like a monster I would be like, you know, some of those ideas that you throw out there, but once they actually finally release a monster with it, it's trash. Like if you were like, hey, give us a Pierce monster with positive effect removal, normally, and then we get Teddy Wave, and then we're like, okay, you know, we wanted something a little bit better, and everyone was like, hey, Electrified doesn't work because you have to give it to them before dodge area, so if it's in an AoE, it doesn't really work. We need a Pierce monster with it. They gave us Teddy Wave, and we're like, okay, but we're not gonna use that. So it's kind of like they're trying their best. Seal. This is the team I always use here, but I gotta memorize who the last node is, because something that I keep doing. Look, if I tried to rank up Chieftain Alaroque from the beginning of the dungeon, at node 5, Status Caster, not anything else, Status Caster Ignite would kill him. There would literally be no chance of him living. So, oof, I got a lot of Uriel's essences being used right now. And if a monster's in the rank up survival dungeon, I don't de-equip the essence, because, like, you know, they're using it. All I'm doing is wasting my own money. 6. Hey, I'm not using you for anything. Which that might sound really, like, weird to you, that I'm not using her, out of all monsters for anything. So, okay, Tolulite. I'll save anyone from that last node. So, a problem I had run into with this thing is, like, if it's a 5th node, even if the monsters are fun, like, I've played this dungeon a couple times, but at this point, I just let the AI do it. But the problem is, the entire strategy of this dungeon, like, where you just put in the monsters that can beat it, and then you swap it out at the end, the entire thing is, you have to lose. And you can't lose if you win. So, like, if you leave it on auto, they'll beat it. So you gotta make sure you're paying attention, and then once the last node rolls around, you switch out the team, or you're just gonna get stamina for people you didn't want it for. Or maybe you did, so maybe you don't even have to switch it out, but at least for me, I gotta switch it out. And something that kept happening was, there's only a few dungeons that rotate, which this dungeon doesn't rotate anymore. Well, it does, but only on the last nodes. So even those, that Status Caster Ignite will be there forever and permanently just killing all my nature monsters I try and take here. It switches around the 15th node a couple times. Like, that's the only node I can say with certainty that they switch around. The other ones I'm not too sure about. Because the last wave of it is always between Tolulite, Rudechaw, or someone else. So I'm sitting here biting my nails, and then I'm letting the AI beat it, and I'm like, do I let them beat this node? Because if I let them beat this node, and this is only the 2nd node, then I can just stop it on the 3rd node. But if this is the 3rd node, then I'll end up beating it, and I'm missing out on precious cells for the good monsters. So, look, here, if I was questioning if this was the second node, I might lose some cells. Thankfully, because I was recording, I paid extra attention, and I know this is not the 2nd node. And funnily enough, this is going by a lot faster than this dungeon usually does. I'm usually like 30 minutes in when I get to this point, but right now it's only 18 minutes, you know? And I know no one's still watching up to this point, but still, I would like to think that for this effort, somebody is. Alright, so I'll just take over here. I'm the boss. I can use this under any scenario always, so it's so cool. Kill Poseidonia, and then I quit. So now we go to this X in the corner, we quit the battle, he revives, but it still counts as he died. And now we switch it to the team I want. And then if I needed to do that again, I have monsters like Elvira Demon Slayer and such. But just in case this team dies, I like to save my top 3 picks that I'm going to get to rank 5 next. Which are... oh my god. Death Scroll, Teddy Bomb, Inheritor, and Rarus. Those are the monsters I want at rank 5 after these guys. So I like to make sure I don't use them in this like specific strategy I just told you about. Because if I do, then... bro, mine, like... sorry, I've been taking exams today, So my brain is like in a bit of a jumble. Because if I do... Actually, I'm gonna use this opportunity to heal my snowgrass by some... I'll just do this. Nothing to kill, but it's a nice tap. Freeze? Oh, it doesn't land. It doesn't matter too much. Recharge Iguanasaur's armor. I'll remove 30% of your life here. Add an extra dot. I won't do anything with you. Make sure I get my healing and stamina regen. I'll drain some stamina with electrified. No, health. And now you should be dead by dots. You know what's funny? The fact that she isn't actually works out better for me. Because now, boom. Even though she's not actually healed up to 100%, the rest of that health increase was from Garuda the Nature Beast. So, you know, if Garuda gives me an extra 6 stamina, or extra 6 health, and I only lose 5 health, it thinks I never lost any health. So, it's a really useful gimmick to, like, take advantage of. So, just to cleanse off everyone and positive effect block, you give us all vulnerable, that could be problematic. Oh, when it does prove to be. Boom. It's still kind of weird to me that his light AoE does the most damage and it does the better dot. The stronger dot. When usually the way they do it is like whichever move has the does more damage has the less powerful dot. Like off the top of my head, I know Beambot followed that. Like if his move had Sunburn, it did less damage because it was the more powerful dot, and if his move had Shock, it did more damage because that was kind of like, oh well, low damage, good dot. No, yeah, and then high damage, low dot. You know, kind of like because there's gonna be matches where you're gonna use your attacker, and they're not gonna be strong enough to chip away enough health at once. So then it's gonna be up to you and your dots. You know, like best example, like if you're facing a King Autumn, and like let's say a rank up survival dungeon, and he doesn't have immunity to torture, but he's got like 2 million health, your best bet to kill him is gonna be through tortures. So you better have brought some good ones, or you can like get ready to collect your life insurance. Because King Autumn's reverse healing, eesh man, powerful. Darn, I really wish he didn't go twice here, because if he didn't, it would get around to Snowgrouse and he'd heal some. But instead, Juggernail so selfishly dies before I get to do that. And then here, I don't know, let me see. Elvira, Jaeger, Hyper, Thundor, Caladan. Alright, so I'll beat these enemies with this team, and then on the next node, I'll do the thing that I suggest you guys do. Oh, you kill him. You're so lucky. Oh, he's gonna do his AoE. No, when you're all immune to blind. Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I always lose this round. Oh yeah, they're releasing a new maze monster with this dot Baze. I just said Baze. Bane, which is really powerful. But it looks like I've lost this one. So this is about it. And that's it for this video. Let's see how many cells I got first. Ooh, 155 for Snowgross. I can't wait to get him to rank 4 because, you know, the higher you get, at least in my mind, tanks are the most satisfying to rank up. Tanks and attackers, because, like, their stat that makes them most useful goes up as they go up. So, like, an attacker, if you use them in the rank up survival dungeon every day, you'll be like, oh, yesterday they were only doing 80,000, but now that I did the breakout, they're doing more than 80,000, and it's satisfying now. Same thing with life. You're like, oh, look at this life increase. So, boom. Finally, I'm breaking out Xiaolong. But that's about it for this video, because this has nothing to do with the Doomsday rank up survival dungeon. Hope you If you did, leave a like, comment, and I will respond. Subscribe to join the crab army. And that's better for this video. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.